Last time we discussed about reporting the permission. This time we are talking about the reporting statement. It means narration. It means narration. Look, how we report statement, right? How we change direct speech into indirect speech. I try to talk about narration today, right? So, my dear children, you have to be very much careful about the grammatical portion. And in this unit 2, we are prescribed one article, one item, literary item. That's nothing rather than debate. In debate, when we are taking part in debate, at that time we report or pick up others' view and we, put forward our strong argument so that we could overcome or we can overshadow others viewpoint, others argument. That is what main idea, main meaning behind the debate. So we would talk about making debate in next class. So today I'm simply going to talk about the narration. How can we report the things? Though it's not a new topic to you, it's very familiar topic to you. You've been talking about narration from your grade 6, 7, 8, 9 and now 10, right? So how we have to follow its certain norms, and we have to change direct speech or direct sentence into indirect or indirect into direct. So let me have my screen shared so that it would be easy. Okay, reporting statement. Though the title is about reporting statement, right? I am trying to include all the related terminologies, all the related items in this topic so that we could make narration complete, right? But it may take 2 classes. If possible, I might complete it today. If not, then I might take it next time. So this is simply narration or reported speech. People understand it. And when we talk about narration, narrate, I've already told you that narrate means not original idea. Reporting somebody's idea, retelling, right? Somebody told, suppose A made one idea and B listens same idea and B goes to C and tells the same idea, then that is called narration. Somebody is narrated there, somebody is retold there. So that we call reported speech. Report to make other person know, to make other person understand what the first speaker said to the second speaker. Okay, this is how we make. And then in reported speech we have two technical parts. You might copy also, you may get this idea in your link also. Direct speech and indirect speech. One type of sentence is, one type of statement is direct speech, means the speaker's original voice, and second type indirect speech is that's not original. That original voice is retold, reported to somebody else, and that is second hand speech. Though that is speaker's speech, but that is not uttered through the mouth of the speaker at the moment of reporting. Okay, that is why we call that indirect speech. That's not direct speech, that's indirect speech. Somebody's speech is reported there. So this is what we call that indirect speech. So these are the two parts. And in whether we look in direct speech or indirect speech, we find again two important aspects, two important components. That is simply reporting verb and reported speech. Do you see their difference? I have made the different color in first sentence. That is said. We call that reporting verb. That is simply reporting verb. And in second, I made red color. That is reported speech. See the part. No, when we look that these two different things, and that set is the part of reporting verb, right? And that I wanted to begin unit 2 today is the reported speech. This is the direct speech, right? I want to begin unit 2 today. That means this is the original sentence or original statement, and made by the speaker. And when the same sentence is reported by somebody else and it is made different, the teacher said that he or she, because your teacher is not exactly masculine, not exactly feminine. We can't identify simply by the word teacher, right? And teacher is very, very vague word. How it is vague word? Because it does not discriminate on the basis of gender. So we can't say there I means the teacher. Teacher is speaking. And then the teacher could be female, teacher could be male. Therefore, you can make he or she, right? This type of changes could be seen there. And that is how we can say he or she. The teacher said that he or she wanted to begin unit 2 that day. Look there. Today also I changed. And so if this means when we have to change direct speech into indirect speech, we have to be careful about different things. And some of them I try to incorporate in my class today, right? So some of them we have to be careful. So look next. And what are the items? What are the components? Or what are the words or word phrases we have to be careful with? See the thing. The first one is, pronoun change. See the thing. And then reporting verb change, pronoun change, tense change, right? Adverb change, and these are the changes. And how there is written pronouns: I, we, you, they, he, she, it. These are the pronouns. These pronouns are changed according to the conditions, according to the rule. We've been talking about, prescriptive grammar. Means the grammar prescribes the certain rules, and we have to follow those rules while transforming those sentences one item to another item, one condition to another condition. And tense change, and we have particularly 3 tenses there: present tense, past tense, and future tense. And when we talk about adverb, we have 3 types of adverbs. And what types of adverbs are changed there? See, adverb of time, adverb of place, adverb of manner. So we can simply talk about this MTP, adverb of manner. Manner means it shows about the way we act. For example, if somebody uses the word, she dances beautifully. She dances beautifully. And what we do, that beautifully is giving more information about her dance skill. See the things that is called adverb. You know, adverb is the word that talks about the quality of the verb, that is called adverb. You have to be careful about it, right? And then that manner when we see, and then place, you know, now I am in the room. A room is the adverb of place, right? That places are used there, right? And then time, just we saw there, today is the time, yesterday, that's the time, Sunday, this is the time. So these are time, place, and manner. This is how adverbs are categorized into three groups. Tense, present means right now. This is the present time. We are just talking, we are discussing, reading and learning and teaching. Teaching, learning activities is going on now. So this is the present. And something, you know, something that took place just before the moment of speaking, that is past. And future means something, this up to this slide I have displayed to you, and second slide is not displayed to you, and that coming slide talks about the future, you know, and you may have certain queries. What type of slide is that? See, so you could get this. And so pronouns, you know, I've already told you that. And even under this pronoun sector, we may find certain pronouns, right? And those pronouns, and we use WH words, right? Relative pronouns also, but that relative pronouns has not been discussed here, right? It has different part, different section. So I'm talking those things which are used, frequently used in narration. That much thing I'm trying to explain here. So my dear children, let me share next. See the things. And then how it has been said. How it has been said. Look, tense of reporting verbs should be looked at, because we have to look at the tense of reporting verbs. According to the tense of reporting verbs, we have to determine to change the tense of reported speech or not. And according to the reporting verbs, those reporting verbs are made to change or not. See the things. If we get reporting verb say, if we get reporting verb say or says, this is present tense. When we find, please be careful, right? When we find reporting verb in present tense or future tense, we are not supposed to change the tense of reported speech. See the things. When we find reporting verb in present or future tense, we are not supposed to change the tense of reported speech. At that time, we don't change the tense of reported speech. See the thing. And these reporting verbs are also changed according to the reported speech. See, if reported speech is a question, and this same say or says or said or says to or says to or said to, say changes into tell. If there is a question, then we have to write that ask. Says change into ask. Said change into asked, right? If we say there is, if we find question in reported speech, without looking reported speech, we can't determine which reporting verb should be used. Let me remind you, I gave you reporting the permission as your assignment, right? And I wrote there certain sentences, and there were certain reporting verbs also. And let her sit in a sofa, there is the word, right? Where you could get let her sit in the sofa there was written. And at that time, somebody chose the reporting verb, she is told. That's not fine. See the thing. At that time, we have that sentence, talks about the giving permission. Let her sit in the sofa means somebody, she is given permission to sit. So we have to write there, she is allowed. Allowed is the reporting verb there. We use allowed. She is given permission. You can make, she is given permission. Right? She is offered sofa to sit also. She's offered. Right? That is how we can change the reporting verbs. So you have to be very much careful. And here, next, if there is a past tense, then we have to, reporting verb is in past. At that time, we have to change the tense of reported speech. If we get past tense or past reporting verb, at that time, we have to change the tense of reported speech. And then, reporting verb and reported speech must be connected while changing direct speech into indirect speech. And let me go back, right? Let me go back to this slide, this second slide. If you see, here is reporting verb said. And reported speech, I want to begin unit 2 today. Here, in these two sentences, here is one statement, the teacher said, this is separate one. I want to begin unit 2 today. This is separate one. And how these two statements or sentences are connected? They're connected by the use of punctuation mark, comma. Here is a comma. See the thing. And reported speech is kept inside this inverted comma. This is called inverted comma. This is the way to differentiate or distinguish between reporting verb and reported speech. Reported speech is always kept, mind it, in direct speech. Reported speech is always kept within the comma. Whereas reporting verb is always separated by comma. Reported speech is put inside the inverted comma and reporting verb is separated by comma. And in the second sentence, look at that. And the teacher said, we don't find any inverted comma, we don't find any comma there in the second sentence. So we have to connect these two sentences simply by using this connective that. So the color is different, color is different. I made the color different. That, its color different. Said, color different. Wanted, color different, because there is want and tense had been changed here. That day, time has been changed, adverb had been changed here. So color, look, I made the different colors so that you could understand why these colors are used here. Where I made the changes, there only I use the different color. See, so that you could find the real, purpose of making the use of different colors. So this would be easily noticed. Look, so this is how we make it. And same thing we are going to talk now. So if the reported speech is simply a statement and sentence, my dear children, while using these two terms, we have to be very much careful, right? And one thing I want to tell you, statement is a composition of or group of words that makes a sensible meaning and which is either false or true at once. That is, we don't find both. A statement is either true or false at the one condition. That is statement. And sentence can be true or false at the same time. Let me give you an example here. how sentence and statements are differentiated, right? One example I'll give you. Just for example, if I tell you, I'm a male, wherever I go, this statement is true. This statement is true. I'm male. This is either true or false only at any condition. If I say, I am a teacher, for you, it's a true. For you, it's true because you know I am the teacher. If I go to unknown place and if I tell them without telling my profession, without informing them about my profession, I am the teacher, what do they think? They have the choices. They have the options. They may tell true, they may tell false. So same sentence, if at once can be false, can be true, or based on situation, that is called sentence. So this is the very minimal difference between, sentence and statement, right? So my dear children, I want to tell you, you have to know, if you have been solving the questions, in your questions, you get one type of question in your reading sections, right? That is, write T for true, A for false statements. You might have read or you might have gone through this instruction. There is not written sentence. Always we get there is statement, because a sentence cannot be true or cannot be false, right? Cannot be true, cannot be false. For that situation, might be on the basis of information, on the basis of situation. Same sentence can be true for somewhere else, same sentence can be false for somewhere else, as I told you, right? So that if we say statement can be true wherever we go, whenever we go. So there we find the word statement. You can look your whole question collection, or in your exam question papers, you could find their statements, not sentence. So second part, and if there is a statement, then we have to use connective that. If the reported speech is question, see the thing, at that time we have to use different connectives. If we have yes no questions in reported speech, at that time we can use either connective if or whether. If we use if or whether, it does not make difference, the meaning is same. If there is a WH question, no connective is used there, same WH word becomes the connective there. Just for example, I'd like to give you here example. Ram said, where are you going? Where is WH word? So we make that Ram asked where I was going. If Ram said, are you going to market? Then that's yes no question. So we have to say, Ram asked if I was going to market. See the difference. WH question and yes no question. And then third type is, if reported speech is in imperative sentence. At that time we use to or not to. And one thing we saw in reporting permission also, right? You are allowed to. That to is used there to connect the sentences. See. And if we say, don't open the door. See. We say not to open the door. Don't means negative, right? So how it is said? He told me not to open the door. Or she told me, or let's say the teacher told me not to open the door. If somebody says open the door, at that time the teacher said to open the door or told to open the door. And when it becomes told, said to, then told, said only, then we make said. So this is how the connectives are used when we are changing direct speech into indirect speech. These are the pronouns, how they are changed, how they are made. This is the, table of the pronouns. Just first person pronoun I in nominative form. That means that is used in subject form, right? In object form, I becomes me. In possessive form, that becomes my or mine. Reflexive form, that is called reflexive pronoun, okay? Reflexive form means everywhere we find the self, that reflects the self. Suppose I say, I made this slide myself. Means nobody made it. That reflected to me, that returned to me. So my dear children, as I have already told you that this chapter, very surfacely I'm talking, even if we are going to sort of time, right? I want to let you have a question. If you have any confusion regarding these slides, there are more slides. I would continue it in next class. And I have given the examples orally. I have not shown you the examples in the slide. I have prepared the slides here with the examples also. And you could go to the book and in page number 17 and page number 18, right? If you look there, there are certain sentences, certain statements that we have to change them into indirect speech. So if you have any queries, please, you could ask me. Do you have? If not, then I could ask you.
So in reporting verbs, once can explain it.
Okay, reporting verbs. Particularly, which side would you like to know about the reporting verbs? Whether it's changing form or its, its function. Which
So
one?
changing form.
Yes, reporting verb is changed according to the reported speech, right? If we find the question form or the sentence structured in question, at that time reporting verb is changed with question word, just like asked or wanted to know, inquired, that type of, or just wanted to know or inquired, these words we can use there. And last time Sanjeevani asked me threaten, that same word. Do you remember? That time, that threaten word also is used according to the reported speech, right? So we change the reporting verb according to the reported speech. Normally, what we think, say, if there is a say, then reporting verb is say again, right? That is not change. If there is normal statement in the reported speech. If there is say to, then say to goes to tell. See the thing, even in normal statement. I'm not talking about sentence, sorry, or question form of the reported speech. I'm talking about the statement. If there is a statement in the reported speech, that is changed simply into tell. Say to, if the reporting verb say or said comes with preposition to, at that time that preposition to means that preposition to comes with the object. When we use said to, then after that said to, there is the presence of object. For example, Ram said to whom? Somebody is there, right? Ram said to. When we use that phrase said to or say to, at that time there is object. When there is object, then that changes into tell or told. If that's present tense, then tell or tells. If past tense, then told, right? In present tense, we have two forms, V1 form and V5 form of the verbs. Therefore, we get the tell or tells. In past form, only one form, that's told. So I see we have sort of time. Thank you very much. Stay healthy. Stay safe. I hope you enjoyed my class. We'll complete this lesson in our next class. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.